To begin with, I'm going to ask Mr. Lon Vicknair, who's in Mayor President Sid Edwards' stead, to come and recognize May Edel, high school student, and William Coles, college student, for recipients of the American Public Works Association Scholarship. Mr. Vicknair.
Thank you, Councilwoman. So today is all about celebrating some of the incredible individuals who are making a big difference in our community, from students blazing new trails to heroes who stepped up when it mattered the most, to keep us safe, creative, and prepared for the future. So as Councilwoman mentioned, we're going to recognize May Edel and William Coles, two Bright Stars, our American Public Works Association Scholarship recipients. May Edel is a high school student with a future as promising as her heart is big, and William Coles, a college student who's not just learning about building infrastructure, but about building a better world. We're behind you both every step of the way. Congratulations. If I'd like to say anything? Nope, don't, nothing to say. Here you go, May. Here you go, William.
Next, and Mr. Vicknair, I think you can remain up there. Brandon Sears for the mayor's commendation for courage.
Thank you again, Councilwoman. There are moments when someone steps up in a way that changes everything, and today we honor exactly that kind of moment. Brandon Searle's quick thinking was nothing short of heroic. He disarmed an alleged bank robber and held him until Baton Rouge police could arrive. He showed courage, calm, and a deep commitment to protecting others. He is now going through the application process to join the Sheriff Department. Brandon, today we honor you and thank you for your bravery. Well,
maybe he's doing another one. And so, at this time, Mr. Vicknair, you will recognize Chris Landry, the Interim Director of EMS. This is EMS Week recognition.
Yes, ma'am. EMS Week recognition. Today we also pause to recognize our EMS professionals, the first to arrive and the last to leave, the ones who are always ready. To every EMT, paramedic, and emergency responder in our city, thank you. Your sacrifice, your steady hands, your calm in the storm, you make all the difference. You care for our families like they're your own, and while we may not say it enough, we see you, we value you, and we're so grateful for you.
Just on behalf of the department, I want to thank everybody for recognizing the hard work and dedication that our staff exhibit every day. It is truly a calling. It takes a very special person to do what our folks do every day, day in and day out, to respond to everyone's crisis and be the calm in their storm. So thank you for taking the time to recognize our staff. It is very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Hey, and I want to say congratulations for you getting the position as the director of EMS. Big shoes to fill. Just had a conversation over here. A lot of people don't realize how important that position is in East Baton Rouge Parish. They see the severed bodies before they ever go to the hospital or the morgue, right? And so the traumas that they deal with to make our city parish a great place to live, work, and play, a lot of times is overlooked. So I just want to thank you for your hard work and congratulations on your promotion.
Okay, Mr. Vicknair.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you're going to recognize some Southern University students being honored for receiving an Emmy Award for their film, The Hidden Sport.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible. So
Yes.
we are also proud to celebrate 5 incredibly talented students from Southern University who have brought national recognition to Baton Rouge. Their film, The Hidden Sport, shines a powerful light on the legacy of the Southern University Human Jukebox Marching Band and its cultural impact on sports and historically black colleges and universities. This student-produced project didn't just tell a story, it captured a moment, and it earned an Emmy Award for its excellence. Yes, you heard that right, an Emmy Award.
Yes. Come on up, come on on.
So the students behind this powerful film, your vision, your storytelling, and your ability to make people feel seen are remarkable. You've made us all proud. You've proven that the future of creative storytelling is already here and is shining bright in Baton Rouge.
Great. Give it up for these gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We're not the whole team. We're missing Ashley Lovelace, Lauren Sullivan, and Sydney Couye. We dedicated this film to the late great Coach Wallace and Caleb, a band member that passed. It's just an honor to give back to the organization that gave so much to me because I marched 4 years in the band, and I know I owe the band a lot of my character development, and especially these guys right here. I thank God for them for sure. So
Yes.
it's
Give it
the
up
city.
for these gentlemen here. Yes, indeed. And you all come on up here and take that picture right there. Yeah. Got 'em.
All right, everybody look this way for me. All right, good, hold that.
Great work, great work. And so at this point, we're going to, and here again, Lon Vignair and Mayor President Sid Edwards-Stead and I will acknowledge the Louisiana Arts and Science Museum, the two ladies that are representing today for the historic 100-year anniversary of the train depot. All right, and so from the office of the mayor and the councilwoman, come on up here, ladies. Yes. And so we have a certificate of congratulations for you all presented to the Louisiana Arts and Science Museum, the Irene W. Pennington Planetarium, for this occasion of your centennial celebration.
Yes, ma'am.
Centennial.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 100 years
Yes,
for those
ma'am.
of you that may not know. And so we are just so elated about the fact as we stand here today to be able to just stand here with you in accommodation. And so, Vignair, you got to have something to say.
Thank you.
100 years. Wow.
100
That's
years.
That's
Yes, it
amazing.
is.
Yes.
It's an amazing facility. And so something that age, it takes a lot to keep running.
It does.
So thank y'all for what y'all do. And looking forward to, I won't be here, but someone will be here in the next 100 years when you get your bicentennial.
Maybe
There
someone
you go.
younger.
Someone, and so why don't you?
So thank you so much. So I'm Karen Sonyad, and I am delighted to serve as the president and executive director at the museum. And I want to thank the city the Metro Council members, the Mayor's office for all the support you have given to Arts and Science Museum over the years. The city parish, many, many years ago, bought this historic building, entered into a lease with LASM, an exclusive lease for a 99-year period, for us to be able to bring this outstanding cultural institution to the city of Baton Rouge. Many people were involved in that decision. Metro Council members, the Mayor's office at the time, along with a lot of important and just people from the community who believed in the power of the arts to change lives. So we know we do that every day. An example I want to share quickly. Last year, we were privileged to bring a group of foster care students through the museum. One of the young men went in to see an art exhibit that we had up by Chase Mullins. He is a wonderful, talented Baton Rouge-based artist. He paints pictures that are wildlife, but they're fanciful. So there was a beautiful painting of Mr. Hurst knows the story. He told me to share it a long time ago. The painting was of a turtle, and the turtle barely had his head above water, and he had a stork on his back. And I walked up to this young man with my wonderful education director, and he was just really, really intently looking at this beautiful piece of art. And we said, do you like this piece? And he said, yes, ma'am. He said, this piece really speaks to me. And so we asked, what is it? And we called his name that speaks to you about this. And he said, because I'm like this turtle. I carry a lot of people on my back, and I am just now getting my head above water. And I just went, oh my gosh. If that doesn't underscore the mission of what we do at LASM, we bring some 22,000 students a year through our programming, structured educational programming. We are a nonprofit. So when we do that, we are working with city parish, we are working with school districts throughout our parish and our surrounding community to bring them to LASM for that kind of experience that they may not get anywhere else. I'm extremely proud of the staff. I'm extremely proud of what we do every day for this community, and we thank the city parish, the mayor's office for the continued support that you bring to us every year. On 10/10/25, come join us for the Centennial Celebration. It's going to be called Putting on the Ritz. It is a fundraiser for LASM. We hope you'll join us. Please, please join us. Soon you'll be seeing in our museum a beautiful exhibition titled Crossroads and Connections, where we are going back and hearkening back to the beginning 100 years of this beautiful museum. And we are collecting oral history stories. So if any of you have oral histories, you have old artifacts, you have old photographs, please let us know. So look for that exhibit coming up real soon. And I'll say a couple more things, and then I'll let you have the floor, please. We also bring in some close to 9,000 first responders, speaking of EMS, veterans and family members of veterans, and those who are no longer with us, through our museum, through a partnership with a local insurance company, and it's called part of the Blue Star Museum program. They come in free to our museum. The other thing I'll share with you is the first Sunday of every month, LASM opens our doors to our community, free of charge. Thus far this year, just since February, March, and April, we have had nearly 3,000 people come through our doors on Sundays. We did a May the 4th, Be With You, this past May, first free Sunday. 1,100 people came through our doors. So I know what we do for this community. I thank you for helping us to do this for our community, and we hope you'll be a part of our future as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. And on your desk and in the mayor's office is a commemorative coin that marks the 100th anniversary of our train station. So we hope you will enjoy this and put it on your desk and display it proudly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So you all see and hear the enthusiasm. Yes, and so I guess we'll wear, Councilman Dunn, our medallion on us. You know, I'll be Miss T, you be Mr. T, and we can go forward. You had better come on up here and get a photo. Wow. Okay, and so now what we will do is, next up is Councilman Kenny recognizing Madison Smith, Miss Baton Rouge 2025. Madison Smith. What? So Madison, they're going to put you behind a flood. So we're going to do Flood Awareness Month. And then, all right, Flood Awareness Month proclamation by Mr. Lon Vicnair in the name of Mayor President Sid Edwards.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And finally, as we close out May, we recognize Flood Awareness Month. We've all seen how fast and fiercely flooding can impact our neighborhoods. This is why this month and every month we're encouraging everyone to learn, prepare, and protect. The city is continuing to invest in smarter infrastructure, better drainage systems, and stronger support for our residents. But this is also about all of us doing our part, checking our flood plans, knowing our zones, and helping our neighbors when they need it most. Let's stay ready, stay informed, and take care of one another.
I just want to thank the council for their continued support of the Department of Development, the Flood Office, and also the rest of DPW as we continue to bring flood awareness and, reduce our flood risk in our parish. So,
Thank you, Rachel. All right, so come on up, Madison. Madison Smith, Miss Baton Rouge 2025. And so, Councilman Kenny, talk about her.
All right, well, now we can finally get past the flood. All right, next up, we're going to recognize a queen that's amongst our city, Miss Madison Smith. Miss Madison Smith serves as the Miss Baton Rouge 2025. When you think about grace, leadership, and unwavering commitment to impacting the Baton Rouge community and being an ambassador, Miss Smith embodies all those amazing qualities. And so I want to bring her up to recognize her for her reignited work, her commitment to the Baton Rouge community, and being an amazing ambassador for our capital city. Come on up, Miss Madison.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be able to be acknowledged and supported by you all today. A lot of people don't know that the Miss Baton Rouge competition had actually been on a 9-year hiatus. That's almost a decade. So it's an honor to be able to be here today and represent our city. And one of my main goals when achieving this amazing title was to just reestablish the presence of Miss Baton Rouge and reminding people what title holders are here to do. And that's to give back to the community that has poured so much into us. I've even been able to spread awareness about my community service initiative, Post Smart, that stands for Social Media Accountability, Responsibility, and Transparency, where I choose to help advocate and help people just learn how to navigate the digital world, because social media grows as we grow. So it's been very special to advocate for something that I'm so passionate about and that I've actually been advocating for since I was just 16 years old within the Miss America opportunity. So I'm very happy to be here today. I hope to make you all very proud at the Miss Louisiana competition coming up in June, about 18 days away, but who's counting? So I'm very excited, and I hope to make you all proud. Thank you for your support.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, and Councilman Kenny, you are going to recognize Davia Anthony, and correct me if I'm in error. And for the 2025 Gates Millennium Scholars Scotlandville Magnet High Graduate Class of 2025.
I'm gonna take a page out your book, Councilwoman Coleman. From the best district, District 2, we are proud to have a Gates Millennium Scholar at Scholarville Magnet High School in North Baton Rouge. For those of you who are not familiar with the Gates Millennium Scholarship, Bill Gates have a scholarship program that's open to any high school student across America, and we have a student out of North Baton Rouge, Scholarville Magnet High School. Funny story, when I saw it, I was like, man, you might want to be one of the first students, or some of the very first students who were able to get this scholarship. And out of 700 students across America,
Yes.
48,000, my bad, Mama back there got me right, 48,000, that's right. Out of 48,000 students across America, this young lady represents not only her family, but North Baton Rouge, Scholarville Magnet High School, but Baton Rouge, Louisiana in general. Come on up, Ms. Anthony.
Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Davian Anthony, and I'm incredibly honored to be a Gates Scholar. But this achievement is not mine alone. It reflects the support of so many amazing people. I want to thank my mother, Miss Mary Morgan, and Miss Angelica Johnson-Smith for always believing in me and pushing me to be my best. To Brick, your encouragement has meant so much. To Scholarville Magnet High School, thank you for shaping me into a well-rounded individual. And to the community members who've cheered me on, your support keeps me going. I want to say thank you to Councilman Kenny and the Metro Council for this honor. I will continue to represent my family in school with this amazing opportunity from the Gates Millennial Scholarship Foundation to be a leader and example for my peers in my community.
All right, Ms. Anthony, with great pride, we would like to recognize you with the certificate of recognition for this amazing achievement that you have done. We wish you the best of luck. She's going to Xavier University on a full ride scholarship to major in biology. Let's give her a round of applause. And so please take this recognition that you have a village, not only here at the Metro Council, but in Scotlandville, North Baton Rouge, and Baton Rouge in general, and we're cheering you on to be great at Xavier University. Congratulations. All right, can take a picture.
Councilman, if you'll take that picture and let Mom come up,
Yeah,
too.
family, come on up, family, come on up.
Mom, come on up. Come on. Yeah. All right, the next person will be Mr. Darrell Honore for his retirement from the Baton Rouge Police Department, Scotlandville Precinct Captain. So, Councilman Kenny?
Absolutely. Thank you, Councilwoman Coleman. Last but certainly not least, I would like to recognize not only a giant and leader in our community, Mr. Darrell Honore has committed over 25 years to the Baton Rouge community through his service at the Baton Rouge Police Department. He's going to finally become the lame duck and able to sit back and relax at home and enjoy retirement, forever vacation. But Mr. Honore has been such a leader in the Scotlandville community. His leadership will be greatly missed. We have a lot of big shoes to fill for the current incoming captain for our precinct. But Mr. Honore, thank you so much for your decades of devoted leadership and service to the city of Baton Rouge. I hate that you returned 6 months into my term, but it's okay. You're already always on speed dial, but thank you for your leadership to the Baton Rouge City Police Department. But most importantly, thank you for your leadership and commitment to Baton Rouge for many decades.
Ms. Coleman, additional council members, everyone present, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Kenny. I also want to thank the citizens of Baton Rouge for allowing me to come in and out of their homes and serve them, because that was truly an honor. A lot of them weren't happy when I left, but that goes with the territory.
That's right.
I always tried to tell everyone that I was proud to supervise. The job is very simple, just be honest and be fair. And I left that message with them, and I know many of them will carry that message forward. A bunch of great officers I had the privilege of working alongside for 30 years. So being able to step away in one piece and good mind, good body, I feel good. So thank you. And I'm not going to forget, I'm going to thank my family, wife, kids, and parents, siblings, friends, everyone that was there to support me.
Hey, I'm going to take a personal point of privilege.
So-
This man, I didn't know he was retiring. I told him I was mad, and he didn't tell me. But every community meeting, every phone call that I've ever called you, you've answered, whether you were off the clock, on the clock. You made sure that the people of District 5, District 2, and wherever else y'all came from, your precinct and covered, had the resources and tools that they need. He was the mediator between neighbors with spotlights and dogs, and I mean, literally just was a social worker for the community. So you went well beyond what you were commissioned to do, and you will truly be missed, my friend. And you spelled your name the right way. Thank you.
Okay, so at this time, the National Coalition of the 100 Black Women Metropolitan Baton Rouge chapter and the Greater New Orleans chapter will be recognized as the advocate for the rights of Black women and children by Darrell Hurst.
So I stand here excited. You know, they say behind every great man is a great woman, and I'm going to say behind every great community is a coalition of women. And I had the opportunity on the transition team. I'd heard so many great stories about Mrs. Courtney Hunt. And no organization is great without great leadership. The tail will fall if the head is not on straight. And I just want to thank her for the time that she puts in and everything that she does in our community, but especially being the leader of this amazing organization. And so, certificate of recognition proudly presented to the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. Proclamation to honor the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated, whereas the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated, NCBW, was founded with a steadfast commitment to advocate on behalf of Black women and girls, promoting leadership, development, and gender equity in the areas of health, education, and economic empowerment. And whereas for decades, NCBW has uplifted and empowered communities through tireless efforts, strategic partnerships, and programs that create sustainable change, build capacity, and address systemic barriers. And whereas the leadership and members of NCBW have served as beacons of advocacy and agents of transformation, promoting the voices, needs, and concerns of Black women and girls on local, state, and national levels. And whereas the coalition's unwavering dedication to social justice, civil rights, and public policy reform continues to shape a more equitable and inclusive society for present and future generations. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we do hereby recognize and commend the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated for its extraordinary service, visionary leadership, and lifelong commitment to justice, equity, and empowerment. In witness whereof, this proclamation is issued as a symbol of deep appreciation and respect for the impactful work of NCBW and its continued legacy of excellence. With honor and gratitude, President Courtney Hunt.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Councilman Hurst, for this great honor. We are most appreciative of you and all of the Metro Council for always supporting our efforts. We are all over Metropolitan Baton Rouge, so we have worked in just about every district, 2, 6, 5, 10, so we are most grateful. And as the president, it's always humbling when people know your work and know what you do for the organization. But of course, I couldn't do it without all of my sisters, and I want y'all to stand. And among us are leaders that you see every day in the field advocating on behalf of Black women and girls. And although our mission says Black women and girls, we're advocating for all women and all girls. So we want to thank you, Councilman Hurst, again for this honor. He is a friend and he is a leader in our community that really, really cares about North Baton Rouge in particular, but all people. And I think that's why we meshed right away on the transition team. So thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you all. You're welcome. Thank y'all. Look, I'm going to take a personal point of privilege. So we have 12 months out of the year. Each month matches a council district. And so we have crawfish today free for everybody after the council meeting. So if y'all want to stay, shouldn't be that long, somewhere around 5:30. And adult stuff as well. Thank y'all so much.
And so at this time, we're going to acknowledge Love Impact Coalition. They're having a free health clinic, and that is Miss Donna Collins Lewis and Miss Nicole Thomas, and Councilman Cleve Dunn will do the honor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I have the honor and privilege of recognizing someone who is no stranger to this chamber, no stranger to city parish government. Donna Collins Lewis, a former councilwoman, Donna Collins Lewis, who is my predecessor, former councilperson for District 6, recognizing her and her partner in healthcare, Nicole Thomas. This endeavor, although it has a new name, they have been in partnership, being a beacon of light, a beacon of hope, and a beacon of access for many as it relates to health care, being someone who make resources available to those who need it most. We know the gaps that we have here in East Baton Rouge Parish and throughout the country in underserved communities with access to health care. And they thought it to be their mission to make sure they do something about that here in East Baton Rouge Parish. And we appreciate them for that. We appreciate all the sponsors and partners who helped to make this happen. I have a stack of certificates for all those who are partners to make it happen. I assured my colleague, Councilman Moak, I wouldn't read them all. We'll let Donna and Nicole take care of that. But I want to bring them up and give them an opportunity to share about the clinic that's coming up soon and talk about what's being made available, how you can get access, and just encourage our residents to come out. Healthcare is a huge expense, oftentimes the most expense in many households when you have a healthcare nightmare and can bankrupt you. So this is a vital service that they provide, very important, and I'm proud to be one of the sponsors for the event. Come on up, Councilwoman or former Councilwoman Donna Collins Lewis and Nicole Thomas.
Good evening. You saved the best for last.
Yeah.
We're going to be really brief, though. So I started this work in 2018 after traveling to Boise, Idaho, and witnessing the clinic there. Came back to Baton Rouge and said, we've got to do this in our community. The gentleman that I worked for at the time, Fred Cornforth, was a developer here in Baton Rouge and brought me to Boise. He has since died and went to heaven almost a year ago. But in honor of him and the great work that he started and got me started in, we've continued this work since 2018. Dennis McCain was at our first clinic at the Mosquito Rodent Building up by the airport. It was not occupied at the time. It was 0-degree temperature outside. And when we left, we thought that no one was going to attend the clinic. We arrived at 5 a.m. to find hundreds of people sitting in chairs, wrapped in blankets, waiting to receive services. So that's just how great the needs are. This is actually not a health fair. People call it that. This is an actual health clinic where we provide free vision, dental, and medical services, free extractions, free cleanings, free fillings. When we first did the clinics, we were doing crowns, root canals. We were doing the whole 9 yards. Nicole Thomas, who has been with me since day one with this work, could not do this without her. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm a community servant and love serving people. But when I called out to Nicole, she did not hesitate, and she has been with me through this work. We could not do this without our sponsors in the community. Our presenting sponsor for this clinic is ExxonMobil. Our platinum sponsor is Louisiana Healthcare Connections. Silver sponsors, Metro Councilman Cleve Dunn. We love you. And he's moved so many barriers, plus given us barriers for our clinic on Saturday. Thank you for that. Yes, our bronze sponsor, East Baton Rouge Council on Aging. We also have as one of our silver sponsors, Metromorphosis, who's also been a great supporter since we started this work, so we're grateful to still have them on board. Again, bronze sponsor, East Baton Rouge Council on Aging. Our Kids Zone sponsor, because we do have children attending our clinic, is Lake Urgent Care. Meter sponsors, Cumulus Media of Baton Rouge, Max 94.1, Q106.5, Heaven 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM. Our t-shirt sponsor is Rover Janitorial Services. Our supporters are Women's Hospital, Capital Area Transit System, Gordon Gives, Tan Cares, the Baton Rouge General. We want to give special thanks to Councilman Hurst, Councilwoman Harris, Councilman Kinney, and Councilman Dunn for their generous contributions to support this event, and we look forward to creating long-term investment for all of our communities. I'm going to let Nicole take over from here.
So I would just say that this work is very, very rewarding. I am a birth child of the Earl K. Long. Was my very first nursing job, me and Lakeisha on 4 North. But that was really and truly where I got to see the true deficits of healthcare, and it's real. And that's one thing that doesn't discriminate against any of us. So being able to do this work and really and truly be that beacon of life in people's most vulnerable time when we're all sick is definitely rewarding. So just thank you, Ms. Donna, for starting the mission, and we're going to continue to carry it out.
Yes. And so we want to invite each of you. The clinic will be this Saturday, May 31st, at the Raising Cane's River Center from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. We will arrive at 5:30. You can meet us there if you want to. And we will be there until we serve the last patient. We are going to do a ribbon cutting, so you guys are all invited to come to the clinic. We just want to throw this out there. Councilman Gode, who's been a great supporter when he's in the mayor's office also. But we have 38% of the people that come from your district that have attended our clinics. We have probably invested $4.2 million. I gave each one of you guys a little brochure in dollars that we've been able to provide services. We served over 7,000 people since we've been doing this work. Every clinic that we've had, we've literally had to turn people away because the needs were so great, but we did not have the capacity to serve everyone. So we're hoping, and we're thankful for Mayor Edwards, who jumped in and rescued us last week to use available parking. So we do want to present this T-shirt to Mayor Edwards. So I'm not sure if Lon is still here or someone from his office. There you go. So we want to present this to Mayor Edwards and thank him for his support of our clinic. Again, please, guys, if you're not able to get there at 7 a.m., please come out and lay your eyes on this clinic. It is something that you would not believe. We have people, we come in for registration, we do triage. We have medicines that we provide free of services. If there's someone that needs a prescription, we write the prescription on site, and we provide those meds for the person so they don't bear any expense from the clinic. The clinic is free for anyone who comes, no insurance, no ID required, but as most of you know, this work is not free to put on. So we welcome sponsors. Again, we cannot do this work without you guys. We thank you. We thank the city for their past partnership, their present partnership, and for their continued partnership as we move forward. So again, thank you, Councilman Dunn. I see Myra approaching from behind. Does that mean my time's up, Myra? Okay.
Okay.
At this moment, we want to stand to recognize all of our sponsors who are present and then take a photo right in front of us. If all of our sponsors could stand so that the audience can see our amazing people who make this happen, who are footing the tab for progress in our community. And we're going to bring them all up for a quick photo and give them all of their proclamations as well.
Yes, and we have our major, again, premier sponsor, Rory. Would you like to share a few words while we're gathering for a picture real quick? Come on.
You can come stand by me. Good evening. I'm Rory Denicola with ExxonMobil, and I have Regina Davis, our refinery plant manager. We were excited to come on this year as our first-time premier sponsor. When you meet these two ladies, you can't say no. It's very easy, and this is our community in which we serve in North Baton Rouge area. But it's all zip codes, it's all of our community, and healthcare should be an access for everyone. So it's something we were easy to jump aboard, and we are excited to be there for this Saturday. We'll be volunteering right alongside these women, so please come out and join.
And Tangier, Louisiana Healthcare Connections, who has been awesome sponsor from day one. This girl thinks of raincoats if it's raining for the people standing outside, so no stones are left unturned.
Thank you. I'm Tanzel Montgomery, Senior Community Relations Representative for Louisiana Healthcare Connections. We just considered a privilege to do this work, to work with great people, the impact that they're making on the community to affect outcomes. For Louisiana Healthcare Connections, our mission is to transform the health of Louisiana one person at a time. And when we get to partner with people like Nicole and Miss Donna, and you see how passionate they are about this work, you can't help but be a part of it and want to step up. So thank you guys. I see it. You see what's being done and you see what goes behind it. So we welcome sponsors and people with money. Come on. Thank you.
And Exxon and Louisiana Healthcare Connections would get center. No, because I don't know. And then Councilman Dunn, if you could get in the center as well, sir.
So we're grateful for Love Impact Coalition.
If all of our council members would come down or stand up where you
Definitely.
are. Councilman Kenny, can you come on this side so we even? Here we go. Rowdy? Councilman? Okay, there we go. All right. Everybody, eyes open. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna let them go. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Councilman, thank you.
No problem.
You want to stop outside?
My daughter graduated from Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah.
okay.
So I'm not
So y'all
going to be
can
up. I'm
go.
sending the staff. We're leaving in the morning, actually.
Okay, so we
I'm
can
sending
see
the
pictures.
staff in the
Okay, all right, thanks. Look, nobody called me about the whole tax thing. Is everything going well?
Yeah, everything's
I'm
going
here,
well.
you know, okay, I need.
No, we're still building.
Okay.
So we're doing a fundraiser coming up in June.
let me know. Let me Jessica know. Probably let Jessica know. But
That's fine. I'm good.
He said I had to get out of here. Is he the only one on the ballot? Yeah. He said. That's what I said. Well, you got my number. I saw that. I'm a U-High guy now.
I know, that's a different story.
That's right. That's right.
So, did you get the health care for last week? Where is it? Out of the airport? It was one, the dentist one right there. I did a story on it, went nationwide. The guy from Ireland. Yeah. But they had a guy even out there doing it was good. I think Williams on out there today. County? I think that Tawana's not here.
How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Still counting? Where's everybody at?
I think I saw Anthony walk in, maybe behind the give him 5, please, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here comes Laurie, Jen. You ready, Cleve?
Let's see what's Cleve gonna do. Is it what?
I'm just saying ready to start the meeting.
Oh, yeah. Who's doing the prayer?
I don't even know.
It's hers. Yeah. What happened?
Laurie brought props.
Anybody still tune in sometime?
I think so.
They did?
One of them loves to. I don't know if you think.
No, I'm
No, but he ain't been in 10.
You gotta set up a meeting. And I have my meeting set up for the lighting contract, to set up the lights for the church.
And when is that meeting?
Tuesday of next week.
Okay, I didn't know.
Well, I mean, I wanted to wipe out the time because I want to know so I can send you something to do.
Hurst is here.
Finishing up the bridge next week.
Count Hurst.
I lost the chance. West Buchanan Bridge to get that. Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna grab it,
I'll give
okay?
you a report. All right, you can count on it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Council Chamber of East Baton Rouge Parish. Great to have all of you watching this afternoon. And as usual, our council members are here to serve you at any time. And you can go to our website at brla.com, and we have a numerosity of phone numbers and emails available to you for your service. Thank you for watching at this time. Here is the Mayor President Pro Tem of East Baton Rouge Parish, Councilman Brandon Noel. Councilman.
Thank you, Dennis. Welcome everybody to this Metropolitan Council meeting Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. We'll call the meeting to order. Ashley, do we have a quorum?
We have a quorum.
We're going to have the invocation led by Bishop Gregory Cooper, followed by the pledge by Ariana Griffin.
Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we come now. It's in the name of Jesus. We say thank you. We give thanks for all things. We thank you for this day. We acknowledge that you alone are God. And on today, we thank you and ask that you would allow us in your presence. For in your presence, we have access to your power. We pray to God that you would bless these United States of America and our president. Bless this great state and our governor. Bless this great city and our mayor. And on today, we lift up these council members before you, that as they gather to do the work of the people, I ask that you would bless their homes and families first, and then give them the wisdom of Solomon, that on today decisions will be made, and you would grant them knowledge and understanding. God, we understand in life there are deficits and shortcomings, but you alone own everything. So as they do the work of the people, I pray, oh God, that with the wisdom you grant to them, they would find plenty. Bless even now, we pray, in Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to have approval and adoption of the minutes of the Metropolitan Council meeting, May 14th, 2025, by the Council Administrator. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Hudson, second by Councilwoman Amorosa. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ashley, can you read introductions?
Section 2.12, Introductions. Number 2, amend the 2025 annual operating budget for the Charles R. Kelly Community Center to appropriate additional funds by increasing the revenue of $24,000 by $15,000 to help support expenses in the 2025 budget by the Charles R. Kelly Community Center. Number 3, authorizing settlement of the matter entitled Leroy Tenart versus the City of Baton Rouge et al., consolidated with Nicole Smith et al. Versus the City of Baton Rouge et al., in the amount of $625,000 and appropriating $625,000 for such purpose by the parish attorney. Number 4, authorizing settlement of the matter Tynesha Lanes versus Department of Public Works et al. in the amount of $75,000 plus court costs in the amount of $106.50 for a total amount of $75,106.50 and appropriating that sum for such purpose by the parish attorney. Number 5, authorizing an offer of judgment in the matter entitled Tina Crane versus Daniel Baldridge, consolidated with Daniel Baldridge versus the City of Baton Rouge et al., in the amount of $250,000 plus court costs in the amount of $2,483 for a total amount of $252,483 and appropriating that sum for such purpose by the parish attorney. Number 6, amending the 2025 annual operating budget for the Jewel J. Newman Community Center so as to appropriate $5,000 from the fund balance assigned to Jewel J. Newman Community Center by the Jewel J. Newman Community Center. Condemnation introductions. Number 7, Brittany Washington and Shanna Whitfield, 1580 North 48th Street, Council District 7, Harris. Number 8, Tellius Montrell Carr, 3334 Washington Avenue, Council District 7, Harris. Number 9, Raymond Braggs, 5139 Jean Street, Council District 7, Harris. Number 10, Fred H. Reese III and Eugenia Heidel Reese, 13734 Buckley Avenue, Council District 8, Amoroso. Number 11, Frank Williams, 2424 Madison Avenue, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 12, the estate of Mary L. Anderson, 739 Curlew Street, Council District 2, Kinney. Number 13, Dorothy Hawkins Jarvis, 420 Woodcock Street, Council District 2, Kinney. Number 14, SDH Property Management LLC and Mary Williams Carroll, 5186 Peerless Street, Council District 5, Hearst. Number 15, Caleb Community Development Corporation, 4884 Page Street, Council District 5, Hearst. Number 16, Delarette Lathan, 920 North Acadian Thruway East, Council District 7, Harris. Number 17, Zebedee R. Dilworth, 647 North 38th Street, Council District 7, Harris. Number 18, Frederica N. Patrick, 1306 North 47th Street, Council District 7, Harris. Number 19, Collis B. Temple Jr. and Sandra Johnson, 926 East Boulevard, Council District 10, Pullman. Number 20, Safrania McCrory et al., 1502 Lehman Street, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 21, Stephen Jerome Gray, 842 Astor Street, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 22, Della Seabury, 257 Margaret Street, Council District 10, Coleman. Adjudicated property introductions. Number 23, Lot 15A and 17A, Square 48, Subdivision Banks, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 24, Lot 29, Subdivision Scotlandville, Council District 2, Kenny. Number 25, Lot 19, Square 19, Subdivision South Baton Rouge, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 26, Lot 2, 3, and 4, Square 8, Subdivision Scotland Heights, Council District 2, Kenny. Number 27, Lot 10 plus, Square 16, Subdivision Banks, Council District 7, Harris. Number 28, Lot 28, Square 9, Subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. Number 29, Lot 22, Square 9, Subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. Number 30, Lot 129, Subdivision Cedar Mill Run, Council District 4, Moak. Number 31, Lot 15, 16, 17, and 18, Square 21, Subdivision Fortune, Council District 5, Hearst. Number 32, Lot 11, Square 51, Subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. Number 33, Lot 30, Square 21, Subdivision Fortune, Council District 5, Hearst. Number 34, Lot 66, Square 1, Subdivision Richmond Park, Council District 10, Coleman. Number 35, Lot 19 plus, Square 39, Subdivision Banks, Council District 2, Kenny. Number 36, Lot 21, 22, 23, and 24, Square 39, Subdivision Banks, Council District 2, Kenny. Number 37, Lot 16, Square 30, Subdivision East Garden City, Council District 5, Hearst. Number 38, Lot 18, Square 30, Subdivision East Garden City, Council District 5, Hearst. Number 39, Lot 31 and 32, Square 4, Subdivision Scotland Heights, Council District 2, Kenny. Number 40, Lot 27, Square 1, Subdivision Lavera, Council District 7, Harris. Number 41, Lot 23, Square 9, Subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. Number 42, Lot 11, Square 38, Subdivision Greenville Extension, Council District 7, Harris. Number 43, Lot 5, Square 11, Subdivision South Baton Rouge, Council District 10, Coleman. All items that require reading have been read. We have a request to delete by the department items 5 and 10 and introduce all other items.
We have a motion in that manner. Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by Councilman Hurst. Any opposed? Motion carries. go to our separate sheet for condemnations. Are these two the only ones we have? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to read them as provided by the department and or the council persons. To proceed with item 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 74, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, and 89. 30 days for items 75, 78, 79, and 80, and 60 days for item 76, 90 days for item 77, and to delete items 73 and 88. Anybody have anything? What do you have?
Yes, I do. Okay, so number 62, and I'm going to delete 62, 66, they are self-demolishing, and 89 has already demolished, so that's 62, 66, 89. And then 84, I'm giving 30 days.
84, okay. Councilman Kenny?
All right, I'm gonna recommend 30 days for 60 and for 72, 30-day deferral.
60 and 72?
Yep, 30-day deferral.
Anybody else? Okay, and read them back again. We're to proceed with items 58, 59, 61, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 74, 81, 82, 83, 85, 86, and 87. 30 days for items 60, 72, 75, 78, 79, 80, and 84. 60 days for 76, 90 days for item 77, and to delete items 62, 66, 73, 88, and 89. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa, second by Councilwoman Coleman. Any opposed? Oh, I apologize. I didn't have a public hearing. Anybody wishing to speak on these items? That'd be 58 through 89. See none. Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa, second by Councilwoman Coleman. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, item 90, amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, so as to add Chapter 25 to Title 9, Licensing and Regulation of Trades and Occupations, to establish the local healthcare provider participation program in East Baton Rouge Parish in accordance with LARS 40-1248.1 through 1248.10 by Councilwoman Laurie Adams, Councilman Brandon Knoll. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Rocca, second by Councilwoman Adams. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 91, authorizing Mayor President on behalf of the Parish of East Baton Rouge, City of Baton Rouge, to execute a grant a pre-deal servitude agreement with and in favor of DKA 8 LLC as a grantee and owner of the dominant estate for the purpose of constructing, using, and maintaining a parking lot and landscaping in compliance with parish zoning and permitting requirements on land owned by the city parish as grantor and owner of the servient estate by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Goday, second by Councilwoman Adams. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 92, granting 5-year property tax abatement estimated at $3,979 per year for CLS Properties 2 LLC located at 860 France Street for the purpose of encouraging private investment and restoration of property by the planning director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item?
Council members, you should have received one email comment in opposition to item 92.
Seeing none, go to council. Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilman Goday. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 93, authorizing the Mayor President to enter into and execute a housing loan agreement between City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, and Urban Restoration Enhancement Corporation for the Winchester Crossing Phase 1 project with a total allocation of $587,420 in home funds by the Community Development Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilman Hudson. Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll take items 94 through 99 together. 94, authorizing the mayor president to amend subrecipient contract with Volunteers of America, South Central Louisiana, in an amount of $134,219 and extend the contract period till August 31st, 2025 for a total awarded amount of $1,283,034 by the Human Services Director. Item 95, authorizing the mayor president to amend the subrecipient contract with Family Services of Greater Baton Rouge for an increase in the amount of $94,275 and extend the contract period till August 31st, 2025 for a total amount of $851,897 by the Human Development Services Director. Item 96, authorizing the mayor president to execute a subrecipient contract with the Capital City Family Health Center in the amount of $129,250 under the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program for the grant period March 15th, 2025 through February 28th, 2026 by Human Development Services Director. 97, authorizing the mayor president to execute a subrecipient contract with Family Service of Greater Baton Rouge in the amount of $159,000 under the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program for the grant period March 15th, 2025 through February 28th, 2026 by Human Development and Services Director. Excuse me. Item 98, authorizing the mayor president to execute a subrecipient contract with HIV/AIDS Alliance for Region 2 in an amount of $213,783 under the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program for the grant period March 15th, 2025 through February 28th, 2026 by Human Development and Services Director. Item 99, authorizing the mayor president to execute a subrecipient contract with Our Lady of the Lake, Inc. in an amount of $83,517 under the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program for the grant period March 15th, 2025 through February 28th, 2026 by Human Development and Services Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on these items?
Good evening, Council. My name is Dr. Leander Shane Sanders, and I am the Director of DHDED. We're asking that all these services be continued between item 94 and 99.
Anyone else wishing to speak on these items?
Dr. Sidney Epps, I just have a question in terms of just calculating how much this culminates to. How are you assessing efficacy in terms of assuring that some type of metrics are being met for this agenda? Okay, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on these items? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilman Dunn Jr.
Thank you. What's the new gentleman's name who's over the department? Could you want to come to respond to her question?
Could you repeat your question again? So the programs are all evaluated by our oversight committee, which is the Council over HIV and the eradication of AIDS. And we also have our oversight from Washington that actually evaluates the program once a year.
And I don't want to speak out of turn, but in previous meetings, we've had this concern brought up. And what was presented was basically the numbers. If you look at the reported cases of AIDS and HIV in the parish and in the city, those numbers have decreased based on many of the efforts. What we will do, sir, we'll ask you to come back at some point and give a report. But I know we have had significant data presented before us that show that the work and the efforts that have been taking place with these organizations, along with City Parish, has decreased the affection rate tremendously.
That's correct. I've seen that. Those are also numbers. So just tell me when you need it.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
I want to make sure you show me as abstaining from 98, Mr. Pro Tem. Outside of that, if there's not a motion to approve the others, I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr. Okay, and I'll make the motion. Motion by the chair, second by Councilman Moak. Any opposed? Show Councilman Dunn Jr. opposing item 90, or abstaining from item 98. Apologies. Motion carries. Item 100, authorizing Mayor President to amend that certain contract for professional legal services with Michael Hebert of Becker and Hebert LLC for the legal representation of City Parish concerning annexation petitions in a matter entitled Norman Browing et al. Versus City of Baton Rouge et al. Increase the contract by $30,000 for a total compensation amount not to exceed $80,000 by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Moak, second by Councilman Hurst. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 101, authorizing Mayor President to amend that certain contract for professional legal services with Philip E. Foco of Bienvenue, Banacaz, Foco, Viator, and Halinga for legal representation of Officer Youssef Hamadeh of the Baton Rouge City Police relative matter entitled Raheem Howard versus City of Baton Rouge et al. To increase the contract by $25,000 for total compensation amount not to exceed $75,000 by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Have a motion. I don't know if they should get any more contracts just because the name is so difficult for that firm. Motion by Councilman Moak, second by Councilman Gode. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 102, authorizing the parish attorney's office to institute expropriation proceedings and/or take such other actions as may be required in connection with the acquisition of land necessary for the Magnolia Woods at Bard Drainage Improvement Project by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Motion by Councilman Moak, second by Councilwoman Rocca. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 103, he sniped it.
Point of order, I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry,
sir.
Councilman Dunn Jr.
Unless
Apologies.
my council colleague want to go before me about this expropriation. Can somebody from the administration come give me, Fred, give me some history on this?
This is a project that's been talked about for many years in the Magnolia Woods area. And I would say 99% of the people have been very in favor of that. In fact, as one of the owners here today, he was asking me about the issue and what is the process. I went over the process with him. I said, the expropriation is a step that we have to go through because we want to be sure that whatever agreements that come out, we can at least ultimately end up with the project being completed. But fair market value has always been an issue, but those are the things that if worse comes to worse, we go to court and that judge makes that final decision and whether it was fair market value or not.
How many pieces of property, Fred?
7.
7 pieces of property. How many
Yes.
owners?
Probably, I think it's probably 6. One property owner has 4, so it's probably 5 owners. Yes.
Okay. All right. The gentleman, who would you point out saying was one of the property owners? Sir, do you mind answering a question for me?
You want to come up?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
You're good. So, from your recollection, Fred, all the property owners seem comfortable with the
Yes,
offer that
sir.
was made?
Yes, sir, and, well, we haven't made the offer yet.
Okay.
So we have the appraisals, but this is one of the steps we go through is to actually have the expropriation because we want to do the project, the people want the project done. Part of the process is to go through the expropriation. But that is our last straw when we did it, because we tried to negotiate fair market value. And we've done a pretty good, process. We followed very well, working with the parish attorney. And I think that, I don't believe we would have any real issues on this project.
Okay, so they have not seen the appraisals?
No, sir. But
Okay.
this is, again, we're asking to expropriate, well, we haven't even made the offers yet,
Okay.
but this has been the normal process. We go ahead and put it on the agenda to do that. And if we don't need to expropriate it, we can make the offers and everybody's happy, that's good too.
Gotcha, thank you. I just wanted some point of clarity on it.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
I'll ask again, is there any opposition? Okay, motion carries. Item 103, authorizing settlement of the matter entitled Lorenzo Gage versus City Parish of East Baton Rouge et al. In the amount of $22,500 and appropriating $22,500 for such purpose by the parish attorney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilwoman Adams.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to move that we go into executive session so that we can discuss legal strategy and not do damage to our case, our position in this case.
So motion to go into executive session because discussion in public might be detrimental to the city parish's position in litigation.
What she said.
Is that your motion?
What she said, yes.
Okay.
please.
Do we have a second? Second by Councilman Hudson. Any opposition? Okay, we'll go into executive session.
We should have left that last and went on with this other stuff. Shoot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Apologize.
You said, okay, okay.
Yes.
All right, we'll call the meeting back to order.
Well, I said I won't. Sure. What you think?
All right, do we have a motion on this? Item 103, we've already had a public hearing. Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr. We have a second? Second by Councilman Hurst. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 104, rescinding and directing the clerk of court to cancel the notice to attend recorded on September 27, 2024, and the decision and order recorded on February 14, 2025, in the matter of City of Baton Rouge versus Onyx Square LLC, 1350 Sorrel Street. Reason for rescission, rescinding for the purpose of obtaining demolition and construction permits by Councilman Kinney. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Councilman? Motion by Councilman Kinney. Second by the chair. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 105, rescinding and directing the clerk of court to cancel notice to attend recorded on October 23rd, 2024, and the decision and order recorded on December 17th, 2024, in the matter of City of Baton Rouge versus Jeffrey Wayne Plaisance, 4165 North Row Avenue. Reason for rescission, the purpose is the new owner is obtaining permits to remodel by Councilman Knoll. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Motion by the chair. We have a second. Second by Councilman Kinney. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 106, authorizing Mayor President to accept a grant award from the American Heart Association in the amount of $2,500 for the purchase of a freezer, which is needed for the center, by Director Charles R. Kelly Community Center. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Hurst, second by Councilman Goday. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 107, authorizing Mayor President to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with the State of Louisiana for the state to provide funding in the amount of $220,000 for juvenile services operational expenses by the Juvenile Services and Mayor President. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Goday. We have a second. Second by Councilman Hudson. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 108, authorizing Mayor President to execute an amendment to the contract between the City of Baton Rouge and Parish of East Baton Rouge on behalf of the Office of Community Development and EDR Construction LLC. The amendment will increase the contract amount by $100,000 for a not to exceed total of $531,250. Community Development Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Please state your name for the record.
My name is Robin Mulder. I reside at 9265 Bermuda Avenue. I understand, of course, I have to speak to this issue. This issue involves expending a large sum of money. My father was from the Ozark Mountains. He told me many times he knew the south end of a northbound mule. The man taught me that honesty was above all. He was a Marine. He was practicing invading when Japan was bombed. I don't have any truck with liars and cheats. But this council spends a lot of money. This item is a lot of money. We trust you to have integrity, and I believe most of you do. But I have an extreme issue with my representative in District 11, Ms. Adams. I have 780,000 reasons to distrust her integrity. I would request that Ms. Adams recuse herself from this or any other large sum of money, as she has proven, well, or at least is alleged
Point of order.
to have.
We're not on
Sir,
topic.
well, you're not talking about this topic at all.
I am saying that those who vote on spending my money, the citizens' money, need to have integrity, and I don't believe that my representative has that integrity, and I am asking her to recuse herself.
Step down.
Or possibly step down.
Or
Ms. Adams, step down.
You need to step down.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Goday, second by Councilman Hudson. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 110, a resolution approving and confirming, I'm sorry? Oh, 109, authorizing Mayor President to execute an agreement between the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge on behalf of the Office of Community Development and LA House Research and Education Center, LSU Ag Center, in an amount not to exceed $93,943 by the Community Development Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilman Goday. Do we have a second? Second by Councilman Moak. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 110, a resolution approving and confirming the issuance of bonds by the Capital Area Finance Authority and authorizing the Mayor President to execute and certify such approval by Capital Area Finance Authority. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Hurst, second by Councilman Goday. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 111, amending the 2025 annual operating budget so as to appropriate $944,440 for expenses supported by the general fund, including repairs to the River Center related to January 2025 winter storm event by the Finance Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilman Hurst, second by Councilman Kenny. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're going to take items 112 through 114 together. 112, amend the 2025 pay plan for the classified, unclassified, non-classified contract fire and police employees of the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, adopted 12/10/2024, so as to make the following changes effective January 11th, 2025, retroactive to pay period beginning January 11th, 2025. Amendment to the classified and unclassified Appendix 1, critical retention / hiring of Head Start employees. An optional special recruiting rate is allowable up to step 17 for the teacher series if recommended by the director and approved by the Human Resources Director. Teacher classifications are identified as follows: teacher, 9.5 months, teacher advanced 9.5 months, teacher aide 9.5 months, critical retention, hiring of human development and services employees. An optional special recruiting rate is allowable up to the established step for human development and services classifications if recommended by the director and approved by the Human Resources Director. Human development and services classifications and established steps are identified as follows: Assistant Program Administrator, Head Start, Step 12. Case Management, Step 17. Case Manager, 9.5 months, Step 17. Content Area Specialist, Step 11. Content Area Specialist, 9.5 months, Step 11. Head Start Center Supervisor, Step 14. Head Start Center Supervisor, 9.5 months, Step 14. Head Start Practice Based Coach, Step 11. Kitchen Supervisor, Step 14. Kitchen Supervisor, 9.5 months, Step 14. Program Administrator, Head Start, Step 14. Program Administrator, HIV/AIDS, Step 12, by Human Development and Services Director and Human Resources Director. You gonna take them all together? Yeah. Item 113, amend the 2025 pay plan for the classified, unclassified, non-classified contract fire and police employees of the City of Baton Rouge for the Parish of East Baton Rouge, adopted 12/10/2024, so as to make the following changes effective May 31st, 2025. Add new classification: content specialist disability, content specialist education, content specialist ERSEA, content specialist mental health, content specialist nutrition and health, Head Start Kitchen Building and Support, Head Start Kitchen Building and Support. Amendment to the classified and unclassified Appendix 1, critical retention, hiring of human development and services employees. An optional special recruiting rate is allowable up to the established step for human development and service classifications if recommended by the director and approved by the Human Services Director. Human development and services classifications and established steps are identified as follows: Assistant Program Administrator, Head Start, Step 12. Case Manager, Step 17. Case Manager, 9.5 months, Step 17. Content Specialist Disability, Step 11. Content Specialist Education, Step 11. Content Specialist ERSEA, Step 11. Content Specialist Mental Health, Step 11. Content Specialist Nutrition and Health, Step 11. Head Start Center Supervisor, Step 14. Head Start Center Supervisor, 9.5 months, Step 14. Head Start Kitchen Building Support, Step 9. Head Start Kitchen Building Support, 9.5 months, Step 19. Head Start Practice based coach, step 11, kitchen supervisor, step 14, kitchen supervisor, 9.5 months, step 14, program administrator, Head Start, step 14, program administrator, HIV/AIDS, step 12, by Human Development and Services Director and Human Resources Director. Item 114, amend the 2025 allotment of positions for the City of Baton Rouge and Parish of East Baton Rouge, adopted 12/10/2024, so as to change the allotment of Department of Human Development and Services effective May 31st, 2025. Human Development and Services, Head Start Centers, add case manager, 9.5 month, content specialist disability, content specialist education, content specialist ERSCA, content specialist mental health, Head Start kitchen building support, Head Start kitchen building support, 9.5 month, and delete building attendant, 9.5 month, clerical specialist, 9.5 month, content area specialist, ERSEA specialist, Head Start Center supervisors, 9.5 month, kitchen supervisor, 9.5 month, teacher advanced, 9.5 month, teacher aide, 9.5 month, Human Development and Services Child Care Food Program, add content specialist, nutrition and health, Head Start kitchen building support, 9.5 month, cook, 9.5 month, nutrition supervisor by the Human Development and Services Director and Human Resources Director. Whew. Anyone here wishing to speak on these items? Carol Wolf Harris?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carol Wolf Harris, and on behalf of myself and the clerical staff and Head Start, our rebuttal is this proposal that you just read. It was from our understanding, the clerical staff, that we were not included in this retroactive pay increase. So we feel like it's unfair, it's discriminating. We were informed by my supervisor that during a Zoom meeting with the assistant program director, she stated to the supervisors that the clerical staff would not be included in this retroactive pay beginning January 11, 2025 pay increase. Also, from my understanding, our last DHDS director, from what I understand, she requested that the cooks, the building attendants, and the family advocates' jobs be renamed in Head Start. She stated by renaming those positions would allow those employees in Head Start to receive those incentives and pay increase that was being given to the classroom staff. On behalf of the clerical, the 6, we were not renamed. We were not renamed office support through HR, which would make us eligible to receive the same pay increase and retroactive pay period beginning January 11, 2025. And during the meeting on 5/14, I attended, I also spoke with the HR director because I had some concerns, and we all clerical had some concerns. So I asked her, I said, well, will the clericals be included with this pay increase retroactive? And the HR director told me, she said, no, because they have other clericals in the city parish departments. But if you think about it, they are cooks, they are maintenance people, and that's in other city parish departments, but they renamed those people to cooks / building support, but they didn't name clerical, or they didn't rename us. They could have renamed us to office support. So we could be included in the same thing with the rest of the Head Start staff here in Baton Rouge. Also,
you got about 15 seconds.
Okay, I'm trying to get it all in. Just like you stated, Mr. Hurst, that Head Start staff has to apply for unemployment during the summer months, energy assistance, mortgage assistance, they have food stamps. We clerical are the same staff we're Head Start, clear up as Head Start. We step in and do some of the things that the case managers, when they're not at work, we have to do that. Now, one more question. I can't finish it.
Thank you. I'll let you go a little bit over to finish your thought. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on this item?
Asking that we be voted in.
Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilman Dunn Jr.
Thank you.
Hang tight,
Come
because they
on
might
back
ask
up.
you to come up.
Come on back up, man. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to a minute of my time to complete your statements. What was left out that you wanted to include?
What was left out is that we've been left out 2022, 2023. Matter of fact, you talked with me on the phone and you said, Ms. Wolf Harris, if you would have come to us in the beginning before they decided not to give us the money, then senators and all of that they got the 2 years ago, things may have been different. But she had us under the influence that we're going to rename y'all. It hadn't been denied. It's just delayed right now. So that's why we didn't come to y'all, because we was waiting on the DH director at the time to rename us so we could be included. You remember talking to me?
I do.
Okay, so it's not like, we feel rejected, we feel left out, and it's not right. Suppose that the mayor said, you know what, I'm gonna give all the council members $20,000, but I'm gonna leave you off, Mr. Dawn. How would you feel?
I feel left out.
And that's the way we feel too, left out.
You know, the mayor said he was gonna give all of us $1 million at one point.
That sounds good. Maybe you'll be able to give the clerical some money too.
But I'm gonna move forward. If you have something else to say, I'll bring you up. But I want to bring up Ms. Pearson, the HR director.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. My first, I guess my second question is you to kind of clarify just in simple terms what we're doing here. But first, I want you to speak to the accusation or the statements that have been made that the clerical folks have been left out. I don't know if you was a part of that process. I don't know if that was a department head decision at the time, current department head, or what have you, but whatever you have to offer to speak to that, how did we arrive at the point to where they were left out, and is it some type of policy or legal reason why they was not included?
Right.
To your knowledge?
To my knowledge, with this DHGS salary increases, the clerical positions were not included in this proposal because those positions are also allotted in multiple departments across the city of Baton Rouge. The director at that time planned to revisit those classifications in the 2026 budget, but there was a time limit that we are aware of with using these funds that were obligated by the grant. So there was not enough time to do the research, to develop a new classification, and establish a pay grade to put the clerical positions in its own title that's unique to the Division of Human Development and Service to do those pay grade increases. And the intention was to address that during the 2026 budget.
Okay, but there was time to research all the other classifications.
Right, and we researched the information as it was brought to us by the department. So when the discussion came up about clerical, we were already against the deadline that HR could not meet with making those determinations. And then we also rely on information from the department as well as to what they want those positions to do in terms of job duties, work experience. So there is an evaluation and research period with developing new classifications.
What is the time frame that it takes if you started tomorrow to research the clerical to get the data back to know what the classification should be, what the pay should be?
We will first rely or ask the department to provide us information. And so whatever time they need to get us the information to HR, and then we would at least ask for a week or two to review it, look at salary data with other municipalities to see if they have comparable classes, comparable job duties, so that we can make the right decision on our recommendations.
How long did it take on the other classifications?
On the other classifications, this proposal had been in progress on and off with DHGS for months, even back into 2024. At that time, even back into 2024, it was not brought up, the clerical positions. The clerical positions were not brought up until these documents was first being drafted the week of the council deadline. There was not enough time, 3 or 4 days, to develop and come up with the plan for the clerical
So this
positions.
took a couple of years with all these other positions?
Not a couple of years, I would say a couple of months that the discussions happened between DHDS and HR to come up with this, what you have presented today. But the clerical piece, the question was not asked until a couple of days before
Right.
the original deadline.
But being that it's only one job description, it should be a shorter time frame to research it, right? And I know we don't, based on what you're telling me, don't have the time, and give me my second 5 minutes, please, Mr. Pro Tem. Don't have the time to implement them with this situation, especially with the constraints on the funding. My question is, could we start the process in evaluating them? And then secondly, do we have funds available to give them the reclassification and the appropriate pay associated with that classification when the report comes back?
So I can answer the first part. We definitely can start the review to address the clerical positions and create unique classifications for them in DHDS. But as far as if the funding is available, I don't have the answer to that.
But my question is more so with the use of the funding that we have, because your position or your statements have been that we didn't have time to include them. But sounds like if we had time to include them, we could use those funds to give them the appropriate pay. So does it allow us to retain those dollars and utilize them for something like this, another classification that may have been left out at a later date? Is that a finance question?
It's a finance question. I do want to add to it that if we were to include more employees, more classifications, it could have reduced the pay levels that are granted to the positions that we have on the agenda today.
Okay. Who could speak to that? Finance? Primarily on the use of the funds we already have, because I would assume it would be tough to find new money, but it seems like the spirit was there to consider them with the money that we have, but it just was a time thing.
So once HR does an analysis and makes a recommendation on the pay, we will then cost it out, and we work with the department to generate savings if there's not sufficient funds within the current budget. But we will work with them, and typically they are able to find those savings. From a clerical standpoint, I don't think we're talking within Head Start a lot of positions.
Okay. So this is doable. You think the funds are available there to do it once the process is complete?
Once we get HR's recommendation, then we will cost out and see if funds are available. If there are funds not available, we'll work with the department to see if they can generate some savings. And since it's a mid-year implementation, this shouldn't be that difficult.
Okay. So from a time standpoint, we get all this done, you think by January this can be implemented for the clerical staff?
To cost out, the allocation wouldn't be hard. It would be more, HR would need to refine the timeline for it.
So just an expectation for them on timeline, 3 months, 6 months?
For an expectation on timeline, we would maybe ask for a month to maybe work with the department to finalize their pay changes, their position changes that they're looking for, and then come to council the following for approval.
Okay, thank you. Real quick, I got a question for you because I'm running out of time. Sure. So based on everything we heard, they starting the process tomorrow. She's thinking a month to 3 months, we can get this done. So are you guys okay with moving forward knowing that they have a mechanism in place to include you guys in 3 months?
Yes, sir. But
okay.
Can I just say one thing?
Please, I need her to explain it.
I understand, about you say the timeline and everything, but this been since 2022.
I got it. I can't.
And in 2 months, they named the maintenance and the cook in 2 months.
I got you.
But for us,
I understand
it's
that.
like
but I want to move forward and get
we
it done.
in 25.
I'm not in a position to do anything about the past, but I'm trying to get it done moving forward.
Right.
Are you okay with us moving forward, knowing that they can get you guys taken care of in 3 months?
In 3 months, we'll be receiving the same thing to the staff that we're receiving? Yes, sir.
Well, the reclassification and based on the evaluation that's presented to them, you'll go through the same process. I don't know what the numbers are, but you'll go through the same process everybody else did. You fine with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Pearson, with a
Thank you,
minute,
sir.
no problem, thank you. With a minute left, can you just explain in simple terms exactly what's going on? There's 3 things that's taking place here.
So there are 3 large agenda items related to DHDS, and just to break it down, the first request is to, 1, implement those pay grade changes. The second request is to provide retroactive pay back to January 11th, 2025. So the retroactive pay date ranges January 11th through May 30th. That's going to do that lump sum payment of retroactive payment. The other changes are simply to address the department's needs, staffing needs with creating new positions and changing the level of positions just for departmental performance and their operations.
Thank you.
Councilman Kenny.
All right, Ms. Pearson, I just want to make sure, and I'm pretty sure, I know everything has been done in good faith. When we look in these positions going forward, that we're looking at everybody holistically, just like the clerical staff, no, they want to pay raise. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another positions within Head Start. They feel like they didn't have a voice at the table. So let's just make sure going forward. And I ain't say I haven't, right? But just make sure we're looking at everybody across the board, right? Because like I said, it'll be clerical staff today. Tomorrow it'll be somebody else, right? But we just want to make sure these concerns are not rising up. Of course, I had not only just Ms. Harris, but other employees reach out to my office with those concerns. So they just want to be seen and compensated. I always look at everybody, any department, as equal and kind of their importance. And so our clerical staff, not just for Head Start, right? Any department is the backbone of our department. So let's just make sure holistically we're looking at everybody, so nobody feel like they're left off. Even if by a report they're not deemed to get a pay raise, but at least they're considered.
Right, received, and we'll work closely with the department to do so.
Gotcha. Thank you, Ms. Pierce.
Councilman Hurst.
You can stay up there. I'm going to ask Dr. Langford to come to the mic, please. Y'all know I've been fighting long and hard with y'all, beside y'all, when y'all weren't in the room and when you were. But I also want to make sure we're transparent with information and timelines related to funding, because that's most important. We don't want to put the cart before the horse. So please go ahead and discuss the funding, whether it's available, not available, and how that impacts what we just heard.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, good evening, council. One quagmire that we find ourselves in currently, the funding for Head Start ends June 30th, 2025. We were supposed to be made aware by the federal government if we would be getting the grant again. The notice was supposed to come in March, but we have not received it. So as we stand today, our funding ends June 30th, 2025. Additionally, the city has had this grant for about 40 years, but currently, as we stand, 2 organizations have written against the city for the Head Start grant. So we don't know if we'll have it. We don't know if we will have all of it, because 2 organizations have written against the city for the grant.
So I think written against it is the wrong word. The word should be applied. So it's a federal opportunity for anybody who feels that they can facilitate Head Start programs within East Baton Rouge Parish to service our kids. After speaking to Ms. Mabry about the same item, probably December, we had a long conversation. I believe it was due January 7th, somewhere around that time frame. We've always gone against other folks, and we've always won. And it's come back to the city parish. So I believe with everything that's going on at the federal level, there may be some delays, but there's always a possibility of us losing the funding, no different than WIOA and other things that we apply for with the federal administration to be the administrator locally. So, but let's have a realistic conversation. If that funding does not come through, because we normally know in a sooner time period, what does that mean for Head Start? Setting realistic expectations for the people in the room and the people watching.
So, plainly spoken, what that means is Head Start is 100% grant funded. All of the money, all of the salaries, everything that is attached to Head Start is 100% grant funded. So if the city does not receive that grant, then there would be no funding for Head Start unless you amazing council members could figure something else out. But the easiest answer to that is that the program would cease to exist because it's 100% grant funded.
So my question is, where is the administration reaching out to the feds on getting an update on where we are so that we can set the appropriate expectations? 2 reasons. Number 1, I believe we'll get it. I believe it's a delay. But number 2, if we don't, these are lives. We just talked about food stamps and unemployment and everything else that goes on, light bill assistance. So I want to set proper expectations so that one or two things can happen. Number one, we find them somewhere else in city parish where there potentially are vacancies, so that we don't have a disruption in their light bill and in their water bill, no services. And then number two, if not, we give them opportunity to get gainful employment outside of city parish.
So thank you for your thoughts on that. I can say we have been very proactive in seeking guidance and answers around when we will find out if we have the grant. We've been in constant calls about once a week with the grant managers at the state level, and they communicate with the federal government and then give us the answers. But as of 2 days ago, there were no answers from them. But of course, if we don't get it, the Mayor Edwards and the entire team would do everything possible to ensure that no stone is left unturned and none of the employees are just left out in the cold.
Okay, so that's not reassuring enough, not because of you. If I'm listening to this right now, excuse me, what it's saying is that I may not have a job. That's all they hear. All that reassuring, and we're gonna think about you. That's good, and I know you, so I know your heart is in the right place. But that doesn't let somebody who's employed be settled. So what I'm gonna ask,
Councilman, you want to extra time?
I do. So what I'm gonna ask is that Ms. Pearson and Ms. Langford, you all have a town hall with the DHDS employees, set proper expectations, show positions that are available. I know sometimes there's more positions available than what we put on the website. Give them an opportunity to do lateral movements within city, parish, library, mosquito abatement, anybody else that has something, to make sure that they have funding for their homes and their kids and their lives. Thank you.
Right. I just want to add that it is standard practice for the city, parish, and human resources to work with departments and employees to find them other employment with the city of Baton Rouge, other employment that is close to the salary that they have. So definitely that would happen, direct conversations with the department and directly with those employees if we get to that event to find job placements.
So we are 30 days away from June 30th, which is what you said, right? It's May 28th. So by the end of this week, we'll literally be within the 30-day time frame. So I would ask that the first or second week in June it be planned, because at that point, their heart is pounding out of their chest. So make sure that y'all do that, please. Thank you.
Councilman Moak?
Yeah, a couple clarifications I'd like to find out about. We were talking about, I believe it came up earlier, on why these certain category of employees were not included in these changes. Is that, I just want to see if I'm right on this. They were not included in these changes, in the name changes and everything, because their classifications don't just contain to the early childhood. If we change that classification, if we would have changed those classifications that they say didn't get changed, we would have had to change them across the board for several different departments.
If we were to apply the pay grade changes as is for the current title, we would have to do so citywide. So, but with what
The rest of these that are in here,
they're only
specifically to this department.
That's correct.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So when we start this process tomorrow, are we looking at city parish-wide changes in categories, or are we going to target just these departments?
When we start the process tomorrow, we'll be looking just at the clerical positions in DHGS to determine if we can separate them out from the citywide clerical and create a class unique to DHGS to separate them from the other city
So
parish
it'd be
departments.
DHDS clerical, blah, 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 and create a whole category for them.
That's
So basically, we're looking at creating new categories.
creating a new job classification. Yes.
Okay. As far as the funding goes, you brought up, you said written against the city. Councilman Hurst mentioned that basically other applicants. Oh, I'm sorry. written against the city, and Councilman Hurst clarified about basically other organizations other than the municipality itself applies for these same grants. And it's a matter of who wins it every year. Okay. So this particular one, these grants, just like the Ryan White funds and different things that we get through city parish that come through and they go specifically for certain things. These grants are for these departments, correct? Only?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have there been a time that they've picked multiple people to administer these grants? Has there been a time where we have been doing this and then we didn't get the grant and then we picked it up the next year? Have there been on and offs ever since we started this? How long did you say we've been?
Roughly 40 years. Currently, I don't have an exact answer to that, Councilman Moak, but I'll definitely research the history throughout East Baton Rouge Parish with Head Start to see if there was ever a time when the funding was cut off or if the parish did not receive that funding, so that I can give you an accurate answer.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I mean, obviously, when you base whole departments and jobs and everything on grants, you have to, I guess I'll classify it this way, you have to assume one day that money is going to be gone. So not just with this department, but with other departments and everything else. I know this one involves employees, unlike the Ryan White stuff where we give to other organizations and everything. But there's contingencies in place already that take care of these employees as far as that, or is it, they just, when these employees come on, they know that this is based on grant funding, it's not funded by, quote, the city parish itself. We apply for these, we will do everything we can to get it, but at any time, this could be gone.
Yes, sir. And Latoya can speak to that in further detail, but she did briefly share the contingency plan if a fully grant-funded department were to lose their funding. So, but she can speak to that deeper
Okay.
from the HR perspective.
I would love for you to give a little more clarification on that. I think, like Councilman Hurst said, I mean, we got 30 days of a whole department knowing whether they're going to have jobs or not. So I would think that this is not the first time this has happened in city parish, as far as departments, jobs, things like
Councilman, you
that
want to
being
change the time?
supplied. Yes, please. Being supplied by grants. Have you seen it happen before? Does it work out? Is there some reassurance that we can, let our employees know?
Not in terms of grant-funded departments, but there have been other instances where we have applied a layoff avoidance, where we have placed those employees in other positions within the city parish.
They automatically get priority?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Okay. So when we talk about, where's DHDS? Who's here? When we talk about doing such things as folk pay and you leave out a population, did you not think about the morale there? That would be an issue. Well, I guess they not here. So would you think about the morale? That would have been an issue where everybody else gets something, but the clerical or others don't. And morale is something that we must all the time make sure that we're working on, and that's ongoing. And then we're talking about, of course, jobs, but we're also talking about children. We're talking about children, and we're talking about a 40-year plus program, and we're talking about other entities. And there have been conversations out here about other entities applying for Head Start. And my question is, if these entities are entities with academic or education background or whatever to do such. And so that would be another something that I would think about. And then if we have been receiving this for 40 years and we're talking about federal leaders and congressional leaders, I guess my question is, have we reached out to those folk that are there in DC and asked them to let them know about what is and what's going on? And so, and we're talking, and yes, in the past, when things were outsourced, then what we did was made sure that these other entities brought on these employees to keep them out of the food stamp line. And so that's what this ought to be all about. So I just want to see and say that if we've been doing something for 40 years, and if we have been the recipient of Head Start, then why at this point this is no more, if we've allowed a window to be open for other entities to come in and be the recipient of money that have come in and served our children all these years. And so my question is, have we reached out to federal leaders? Have we reached out to our congressional group there? What have we done? What else have we done in order to make sure that something happens?
So I'll briefly hit on a couple of those, Councilwoman Coleman. We have reached out to our Louisiana delegation, and they're working and trying to get answers. So right now, they're also kind of in limbo, but we are in contact with them. The second piece, you spoke specifically to the children. We have been in touch with other entities, in particular East Baton Rouge Parish School System, because they have a network of early learning childhood centers. So if something were to happen and we didn't get the full grant, we have been in touch with them. The children will have somewhere to go. So that is already in progress. And as Ms. Pearson said, the city already has a contingency plan for if something were to happen to a grant-funded department and those employees had to be dispersed to other groups or departments within the city. But the same groups that we have been in discussion with about taking on the children, if something were to happen, the employees could have the opportunity to apply with those groups.
So we know what groups these are that have applied?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to share?
Yes, please.
YWCA and Kids Carousel. Those are the two groups that also apply for the grant.
Okay, and we got 40 years experience. Okay. But that has been being planned, everybody.
All right, reminder, this is items 112 through 114. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Hudson, second by Councilman Hurst. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 115, authorizing Mayor President to execute an agreement with State of Louisiana, Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, doing business as LADOTD, to replace recall number 800495 bridge, which is located on Cheney Road in East Baton Rouge Parish, and recall number 800503 bridge, Milldale Road in East Baton Rouge Parish. These projects are funded 100% by LADOTD, by Transportation and Drainage Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on these items? Seeing none, go to council. Motion by chair, second by Councilman Hurst. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 116, authorize the Mayor President to execute a contract with Lamar Advertising of Louisiana LLC, doing business as Lamar Companies for pollution prevention public outreach advertisements for a fee not to exceed $59,800 by Environmental Services Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Rocca, second by Councilman Hurst. Any opposed? Motion carries. Oh, Councilman Moak, sorry.
Could you come up, Adam? give us a little info on this? From what I understand, this is almost like helping with blight of signages, correct, that we have throughout the city?
This one is, it's public outreach for our MS4 permit, stormwater permit. So we do focus sometimes on litter, to keep litter out of the waterways. We run different campaigns. Sometimes it's keeping fertilizers out of the storm drains. I think the next one that we're going to work on is trying to keep people from blowing leaves and grass clippings into the storm drains, into the roads, that type of thing.
Okay.
That's
All
what these are for.
Just wanted to let the public know some clarification. Thank you.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Item 117, there's a request to delete this item because 118 is the same thing but with the corrected verbiage, if y'all remember. 117 authorizes Mayor President and President of Nebraska to enter into an intergovernmental agreement for the collection of sewer impact fees on behalf of the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, and the East Baton Rouge Sewerage Commission with the City of St. George and the St. George Transition District by Environmental Services Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing no one, go to council. Councilman Dunn Jr.
Somebody from the administration, or Adam, maybe you could speak to this. Speak to us and the public about the specific change that was made with the language.
So when we were working on this, we thought we had to include the St. George Transition District in the agreement because the agreement is retroactive back to October 16, 2024, when St. George started their permit office. In subsequent discussions after this was introduced, we realized that we do not need to include the St. George Transition District because the agreement in most places points to the obligations of the city of St. George itself. So we were able to remove them. And the next item is going to be the same agreement, just with the transition district removed.
So the agreement is with the city and not the transition?
That's correct.
Committee.
The transition district, it was no longer effective on April 1st, 2025. We understood that, but again, since we thought, with it being retroactive, we thought we needed both, but then we come to find out we do not.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm happy to see this final component of the intergovernmental agreement, not final component, the final component of the first phase of these series of agreements finally arrive, even though we thought it was going to be there originally. But happy to see that we got to a place to where we can get this done. So I'll make a motion to approve 118.
Motion to delete.
Motion to
117.
delete 117, I'm sorry.
Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by Councilman Hurst. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 118 authorizes Mayor President and President of Nebraska to enter into an intergovernmental agreement for the collection of sewer impact fees on behalf of the City of Baton Rouge, Parish of East Baton Rouge, and the East Baton Rouge Sewerage Commission with the City of St. George by Environmental Services Director. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by Councilman Goday. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 119, to amend the 2025 annual operating and capital budget for emergency medical services to appropriate $671,000 from Emergency Medical Services Fund balance unassigned to provide funding for the purchase of 40 GTAC V410 devices, 60 Sapphire 4 medical pumps, 40 portable radios, 40 ambulance modems, and 10 drive cam replacement devices by Emergency Medical Services Director. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Amorosa, second by Councilman Moak. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 120, a resolution creating the East Baton Rouge Parish Ball Moss Abatement Committee, providing for the composition of the committee and providing for other matters in connection with the foregoing, by Councilwoman Laurie Adams.
I'd like to invite Downtown Development Director Whitney Sale to come to the podium. So,
Yeah, we're going to open the public hearing.
I'm sorry.
But if Whitney wants to speak as part of the public hearing or after?
I can do that. Yeah, let's make it efficient. So Councilwoman Adams and a few others have shown some interest and concern about the ball moss problem that we are having in the city. Downtown is not the only one, but it is obviously one that is a problem. There was a survey that was conducted about 5 years ago that sort of articulated what percentage of ball moss on each tree was a problem. We know that that problem has gotten worse since 5 years ago. We'll be updating the survey in conjunction with the maintenance department and Baton Rouge Green to see what that difference is and that spread. But you can look at some heat maps that have been developed by the department by GIS. And you can see there are focus areas in downtown and around LSU, and also there's one in North Baton Rouge. Basically, the ball moss can become a problem. Our street trees are already in a very delicate environment because it's very harsh. You add on the drought that we've experienced on top of that, and it's just been very difficult to keep our street trees healthy. And I think creating a committee, because it is a problem that is somewhat complex and a lot of different experts involved in it, would be helpful to help figure out what to do about it.
Anyone else wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilwoman Adams?
Let me ask you a couple questions. So, why are we worried about ball moss? What's the problem? What does it do to the trees?
So ball moss is like a parasitic plant, I guess, but it attaches to the plant. Some are more immune than others, but it basically makes it very hard for it to be healthy and grow and do all that kind of thing because, yeah, it looks like that. But it can really sort of take over a branch, right? And then once that branch is taken over, then you don't have the leaves and all that. I am not a super expert. I can just tell you what we see downtown. You can see some concentrations around St. James Church is a big area if you look, right? Once you start looking, then you can't stop noticing it. It's particularly evident during the winter months when the leaves aren't there, but you can see it.
But it's not harmful to humans.
No, it won't eat you. It just won't let the leaves grow.
Right. So I've heard about this for years. The Burton facility is in my district, and so I've been out there frequently and have spoken with staff and people in the community have discussed this being a problem. And what really caught my attention was a couple months ago, I was walking on LSU's campus. And, I was a student at LSU, loved walking LSU's campus, and really noticed that the live oaks, it's on the live oaks at LSU, and I saw dying branches. And in speaking with some LSU staff, I've learned that there's some trees, some live oaks at LSU that are actually in danger. And I've heard about one that is dying because of the ball moss. So I felt like it was critical to get a diverse group of individuals together from across the city parish to work to address this issue. It's really going to take a lot of different people engaging in a lot of different ways. But just so you know, if you live in Spanish Town, you live in Beauregard Town, you live in an area where there is ball moss, you can just remove it from your trees, your own trees, and help out with that. But there are also ways to kill it using baking soda and water. Anyway, so we're going to have our first meeting on Monday, if y'all approve this resolution and allow the Ball Moss Commission to go forward, we're going to have our first meeting on June 16th at 2 p.m. at the Burton Rural Life Museum, the Burton Conference Center.
And I would just say we do have a lot of downtown stakeholders that have been voicing their unhappiness about the issue.
Well, I mean, truthfully, I think one of the things, when you really stop and think about it, one of the things that Baton Rouge is known for is our beautiful tree canopy. It's really one of the things that distinguishes us and just adds, walk outside tonight or, tomorrow and just imagine the downtown landscape without trees. Imagine LSU without the live oaks. We've become a very different place.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for your help. And so I appreciate it, Whitney. Look forward to working with you.
Yes, same. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve this item.
Motion by Councilwoman Adams, second by Councilman Hurst. I'd just like to say, so when Councilwoman Adams brought this to my attention, I guess, I don't know, a month, 2 months ago, I kind of looked at her sideways. I said, what are you talking about? What is ball moss? And so she told me about it. She said, look for it. And so I did. And now I do see it everywhere. And I started noticing it. And if you look at the specimens that she brought, This one is actually that is the ball moss, but the other one that we passed around is on a branch. That's a branch that broke off and died from crepe myrtle, I think in front of City Club, which they've 3 or 4 of them right there, and they are covered in it. And so it's smothering these trees, and it really is a problem. And I think there's an easy solution. And so, this committee bringing public awareness, I think is a positive thing, because I do agree, our canopy and it's an appeal, and it's something that we do want to address sooner rather than later. So kudos. I did think it was interesting when you first brought it up, but I do see the absolute need. I've noticed it time and time again. So thank you for that. Councilwoman Rocca.
So Councilwoman Adams has talked to me extensively about ball moss, and I've learned a lot and done my own independent research. But one of the things that I think that she said that we maybe need to resonate and tell the public is that you can pluck the ball moss from the trees yourself, correct? Yeah, thank you so much.
Councilman Moe.
I just wanted to comment that if you know Star Trek, it looks like a tribble. So if you ever want to know what a tribble looked like, that's it right there.
It's been motioned and seconded. Any opposition? Motion carries. All right, adjudicated properties, 121 through 132, we're going to take together. I think all of these actually have to be deleted because they were reintroduced. It was because of the meeting where these were supposed to be had. So item 121, lot 11, square 51, subdivision Greenville Extension, Metro Council District 7, Harris. 122, lot 30, square 21, subdivision Fortune, Metro Council District 5, Hurst. 123, lot 66, square 1, subdivision Richmond Park, Metro Council District 10, Coleman. 124, lot 19 plus, square 39, subdivision Bank, Metro Council District 2, Kinney. 125, lot 21, 23, 21, 22, 23, 24, square 39, subdivision Bank, Metro Council District 2, Kinney. Number 126, lot 16, square 30, subdivision East Garden City, Metro Council District 5, Hurst. And 127, lot 18, square 20, subdivision East Garden City, Metro Council District 5, Hurst. 128, lot 31 and 32, square 4, subdivision Scotland Heights, Metro Council District 2, Kinney. 129, lot 27, square 1, subdivision Lavera, Metro Council District 7, Harris. 130, lot 11, square 38, subdivision Greenville Extension, Metro Council District 7, Harris. 131, lot 5, square 11, subdivision South Baton Rouge, Metro Council District 10, Coleman. 132, lot 24, square 5, subdivision Valley Park Annex, Metro Council District 7, Harris. Again, these need to be deleted because they were, what's the actual reason, Ashley, if you want to, you can explain it better than I.
We did not hold the auction because of former Mayor President Holden's funeral that was in the City Hall building on the day the auction was scheduled.
So I'll entertain a motion to delete items 121 through 132. Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by Councilman Goday. Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's go to our separate sheet for administrative matters. All right, this is an administrative matter, emergency item, appointment, Downtown Development District, concurring in the Mayor President's recommendation to replace Prescott Bailey, who resigned. This term ends September 12, 2026. Current ballot is Gary Black by the Council Administrator. Need a motion to waive the rules. We have a motion by Councilman Dunn Jr. Anyone in opposition on the motion to waive the rules? Need a public hearing on the motion to waive the rules. Anyone want to speak on the motion to waive the rules? Seeing none, is there any opposition on the motion to waive the rules? No opposition. Second by the chair. We'll call for a public hearing on the item. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Goday. Second by the chair. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 133, East Baton Rouge Parish Communications District Board of Commissioners, consideration of replacing Michael Denicola, who retired. Current ballot is Chris Landry. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, Go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilwoman Amoroso, second by Councilman Hudson. Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Landry. All right, change orders. We're going to take 134 through 136 together. 134, East Baton Rouge Parish Library, New South Branch Library, contractor Ratcliffe Construction LLC, change order amount $29,890. 135, Public Safety Complex Chiller Replacement, contractor Bob Bernhardt and Associates Mechanical, change order amount $61,831. 136, Elm Grove Gardens Pedestrian Improvements, Rosenwald Road to Blunt Road, contractor Triumph Construction LLC, change order amount $337,476.53. Anyone here wishing to speak on these items? Seeing none, go to council. We have a motion. Motion by Councilman Gode. I didn't know if you were flipping your pen or you were telling me go ahead. We have a second. Second by Councilman Hudson. Any opposed? Motion carries. Final acceptances, 137, Elm Grove Gardens Pedestrian Improvements, Rosenwald Road to Blunt Road, contractor Triumph Construction LLC. Final cost, $3,870,792.56. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Motion by Councilman Kenny. Second by Councilman Gode. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 138, as a request to delete this item, Public Safety Complex H2 Health Unit Tenant Build Out. We have a motion to delete. Oh, anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. We have a motion to delete. Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by Councilwoman Amoroso. Any opposed? Motion carries. I'm going to take 139 through 143 together. 139, Supplemental Parish-wide Sewer Repair and Replacement, Grady Crawford Construction Company, Baton Rouge, $1,520,835. 140, Annual Parish-wide Fence Repair and Replacement, Corporate Green LLC, $257,399.25. 141, Annual Parish-wide Manhole Rehabilitation, NCMC LLC, $1,782,570. 142, Annual Parish-wide Homeowner Sewage Pump Installation and Maintenance, J&W Contractors, Inc., $737,150. 143, Annual Parish-wide Sanitary Sewer and Stormwater Pump Station Wet Well Cleaning, Atacapa Services, LLC, $598,250. Anyone here wishing to speak on these items? Seeing none, we'll go to council. Councilman Dunn Jr.
Thank you. Adam, these your items? Just a point of information, I see what appears to me as new language on the item that's in bold here. Can you talk to me about why that's needed, or you guys felt it was needed to add that, or am I not accurate that that's new?
Well, quite frankly, we've forgotten it a few times, so that's probably why you haven't seen it here recently. But what it is, each one of these has a budget associated with it, so the contract amount is whatever the budget amount is. Some of them, the bids came in lower, some of them, the bids came in higher, but either way, we're pointing out that the contract amount is going to be the budgeted amount, whether that bid is higher or lower.
Gotcha.
What it's really doing is all of these are establishing a unit rate, and then we issue work orders based on what repair needs to be done, and then they do the work on those unit rates up to that dollar amount.
Gotcha. Thank you. Motion approved.
Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr. We have a second. Second by Councilwoman Amoroso. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 144, there's been a request to delete this item. Receiving a report from the administration and holding discussion on the federal government mandate regarding pay of Head Start teachers and potential for a $3 million grant funds at risk by Councilman Darrell Hurst. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Seeing none, go to council. Motion to delete by Councilman Dunn Jr., second by the chair. Any opposed? Motion carries. Finally, as an emergency item, in accordance with ordinance 16442, this item must be declared an emergency by 2/3 vote of the Metropolitan Council. Item 145, receiving a legislative update and report, including but not limited to the 2025 Louisiana legislative session and bills related to the parish of East Baton Rouge, city of Baton Rouge from Corson Nickel by Councilman Dunn Jr. The reason for the emergency is to allow the report to be given before the end of the legislative session. Do we have a motion to declare this item an emergency? Motion by Councilman Dunn Jr. Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Oh, Councilwoman Rocca. We have a vote on the motion to declare an emergency, must receive 8 votes. Anyone opposed to declaring it an emergency? 1, 2. Item cannot be heard. It is not declared an emergency. Councilwoman Amorosa.
Motion to adjourn.
Any announcements? No announcements?
Doesn't want to have her pedaling for peace coming up?
Oh, do you know when? Do you know the date, pedaling for peace?
June 7th, is that right?
Sounded like exercise. I blocked it out. June 13th.
We have another council meeting before.
We have another council meeting. So, thank you for y'all's continued service. Remember to
Read to your children.
remember to continue serving your families, your communities, but first and foremost, serve God. Thank you. God bless.